Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Combat Craig. Happy Friday night. This video is about how to find a good VA accredited claims agent. I'm Combat Craig, and I am not an accredited claims agent, so I'm not good or bad. I'm just not accredited. I talked to a veteran the other day about the difference between an accredited claims agent and a non accredited claims agent like myself. And there was some confusion um, between accredited and non-accredited. So I wanted to make a video, explain how to get accredited, why it exists, all that kind of stuff. So first of all, do not give out your personal information to anybody you meet on the internet. Like this was bad advice in 1996, and it's continued to be bad advice for the past 20 whatever years, right? The entirety of the internet, and then before that, run the credit card machine, social security numbers, like tear all that stuff up. Do not just throw it around the internet. Do not give me your social security number. I'm not accredited. I'd like to say I'm trustworthy and stuff, but I don't even want your personal information. It's none of my business. So that's number one. It's super important. I get it. You talk to me, you go into whatever forums, Facebook groups, and stuff like that, and you meet other veterans. And it's like, hey man, I could help you out, or let me take a look, let me give you a little advice, and that's exactly what you're looking for. And you're like, all right, cool. Well, here's my decision letter, and then you just give them your 6-page decision letter. Well, your social security number's on there and where you lay your head at night. Just, it's stupid. Don't do that. Get a printer, use a PDF editor like I have and redact your personal info, or just draw it with a Sharpie or something. Do not give it around to just anybody that you meet. I am not accredited, but I give you my take on the VA claims process. I've learned a lot, especially over the past 2 years. I'm passionate about this. I think that I have something to offer, and I've found a venue that works for me. This YouTube thing, some live, some not live. The audience is growing. People are saying, hey, we like what you have to say. You're watching the video, so this is working for me. I'm trying to get better audio quality, the mic, and better camera and stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure out how to do this and talk about it. There's a lot of forums. There's ebooks. There's all sorts of courses you can buy. All that stuff is all fine and dandy. Use all the free advice that you can find. Make sure that, however you got to pound this stuff into your head, that's how you have to do it. Just understand that I'm not accredited, and I am not allowed to go into your e-benefits account and do stuff for you. If I were to do that, and I'll tell you that I've never done that, because it's an idiotic thing to do. It's illegal to do. So do not give your e-benefits information out to people either. An accredited agent, this is one of the reasons why the accreditation process is in place. You sign up with an accredited agent. A fee, if there is a fee, you're usually not charged up front, or never charged up front. VSOs pretty much do it all for free. We'll get into that a little bit more, but like an accredited claims agent and or an attorney, they usually charge around 20%, and there's an agreed upon fee, and then that money comes directly out of your back pay before you even get it. So there's no problems with, I didn't like the service or whatever. All the terms of the contract are agreed upon up front, and you put this in the hands of the VA. When you do this with somebody else, you might not get the service you like. One of the problems with not working with an accredited agent is it's unregulated. Like what I'm doing is unregulated. I'm just out here jackass in a cowboy hat. I'm giving you advice. Appreciate the advice. If I'm giving you some that makes sense. But I'm not being governed. I'm governed by YouTube, not the VA. If I start going into your account, getting all handsy with your stuff, that's a whole different thing, but I don't do that. If you're not happy with what I'm doing, you don't really have somewhere to complain about to me. It's like, I think this whole kind of internet talking on YouTube, veterans helping veterans kind of thing just kind of popped up, and the VA doesn't really have a way to deal with it. They can't even deal with getting our claims filed properly and all that kind of stuff, much less policing, whatever it was. People helping veterans on MySpace in 2004 and shitty little Facebook in 2008, whatever it's been morphing into over the years. So not all advice is good or bad. Take what you can get for sure. However you need to learn it, that's good. You can find an accredited agent by going to the VA's website, like Google it, VA accredited agents, VA accredited attorneys, VA accredited veteran service officers. And it'll pull you right to the VA's website, and you can search and you can pick anyone you want in the country. And then it's like, how do I find the right one for me? Go check out their social media, check out their reviews, get a referral from a buddy. However you have to do it, this is your claim. You're the adult in the room here. You got to pick an agent and go that way and file a winning claim. So there's a lot of this stuff that, I can't explain how to do for you. You got to do it on yourself, sign your own name and win your own claim kind of thing. So there's accredited claims agents that work for themselves. There's VSOs, veteran service officers, that work for companies like AMVETS and VFW and American Legion. And then there's accredited attorneys that represent veterans before the VA. Different levels. The attorneys usually can only get involved in the appeals process. Accredited claims agents and VSOs get involved up front. Usually the VSOs don't charge anything ever. Accredited claims agents, they can charge you, and it's usually kind of like what a lawyer does based on the back pay. So that's kind of my little take on it. I'm going to hop into a screen share here. Let's go check and see how, look at the boy. Clyde's on camera. Good boy, Clyde. Ask your questions about accredited claims agents and veteran service representatives and officers and all that kind of stuff. And I'll see if I can help you. Again, one of the things is I haven't gone through the accreditation process. It's actually something that I'm thinking about doing. So we'll see. But it's a long process regardless. And there's a lot to it. At this point, I'm not ready to commit to a big accreditation process thing. So I just I learn what I learn. And then I learn how to explain it to you guys the best that I can. And then there's probably 80% of the stuff I've never heard of because I don't have, I have my little thing on the, I guess you can't really see it on the GoPro. I got little doctor's charts, that helps me, my little foot and my knee back there. So I understand different medical body parts and stuff like that, and some VA law, but I only know what I know. So running down a rabbit hole, not really sure where I'm going with that. So moving on. And a ramble. So this was how to apply for accreditation. You can Google that. And this might be something that you're interested in doing anyway. For me, once I finally figured out how this worked, and I don't understand all the ins and outs of the VA claims process, but I understood enough to get to 100% permanent and total, maintain and protect my rating. I don't really trust the P&T part. That's just me. I'm also paranoid, and I have a lot of mental health issues and stuff. Anybody that's been following me for a while knows that. So I'm more paranoid than most people should be, but I still wanted to try to give back and do something. And this is what I'm doing. So the VA accredited program, it exists to ensure that veterans and their family members receive appropriate representation on their VA benefits claims. VA accreditation is for the sole and limited purpose of preparing, presenting, and prosecuting claims before the VA. I'm not even 100% sure what those three words mean: preparing, presenting, and prosecuting. I think it means preparing is like if I'm, in your account and like strategizing it all with you. Presenting, like, okay, that looks good, let's go ahead and submit it. And then prosecuting, I think that means like the actual submission of it. But I'm probably wrong because I don't really understand a lot of this VA law stuff. But that's the purpose of it. And this is in place so you get appropriate representation. Again, this is another kind of undefined term out here in the non-accredited world that I live in. I'm not sure exactly what it is in the VA, but if you are getting treated poorly by a non-accredited agent, like if Combat Craig was helping you and I was doing a shitty job and overcharging you or whatever the deal is, if I was accredited, they could take some kind of action on me, but I don't do that. And that's one of the main reasons I don't want to cross that line. I'm comfortable out here on YouTube. I'm comfortable doing the membership programs and some of the training things that I do. But that's what, and you guys email me, and I'm not very good with email. See, that'd be one of the things, like, this is a shitty accredited agent. He doesn't even answer his email. That would be something that you could complain about, but I don't do that. And I answer the emails I can, and I give you my 2 cents if I can give it to you. Get a good accredited agent. When is VA accreditation required? An individual generally must first be accredited by VA to assist a claimant in the preparation, presentation, and prosecution of a claim for VA benefits, even without charge. So even if it's being done for free, that they're saying that it needs to be accredited. So if you're, like, oh, well, he's not charging me any money, you still need to be accredited. Just that's the bottom line there. Representatives of the VA recognize veteran service organizations, attorneys that are accredited in their individual capacity, not through a law firm. So you're accredited as the individual, not like, oh, your law firm's accredited, so all 300 people that work there are all accredited too. It's an individual thing. And then the third one is accredited claims agents. So you're interested in this, tell me more. I learned learn how to get 100%, or I'm at 90, or I got the compensation that I deserve, and I've really been paying attention for the past year or 2 or 5 or whatever. You've gone through the BVA, you understand law a hell of a lot better than I do, and you want to, help people. How do I apply? Glad you ask. Step 1, complete VA form 21A. Fill out all portions of the form. It's recommended that you attach any necessary documents to VA Form 21A. They recommend that you attach a recently dated certified of good standing from all state bars, if you're a lawyer, courts, federal or state agencies to which you're admitted. And I guess this applies to both attorneys and agents. A lot of this stuff has to do with just, not being a felon, not being a con man, not ripping people off. A lot of it is pretty brain dead stuff. And I'm sure most of us would pass this with flying colors. But some people may have some snags, and the VA may be like, you know what, you're not a good fit for our accreditation program. And then that would be the end of the line, but pursue it anyway. Fill out VA Form 21A, send your attachments. You would send that to the Office of General Counsel, and I will leave a link to this in the comments so you can download it. I actually think I already have it down there. So a couple questions. How long will it take to process my application? Wow. Attorney applications take between 60 to 120 days. And again, this is kind of funny, right? Because the VA claims process was like 89 days. Now it's, if you go on there, it's saying it's taken 135 days to submit a VA claim. So I don't know how accurate this is. I don't know if it's 60 to 120 days or 6 months or how long this is, or if they're even doing it right now due to the current situation. But just kind of going off of their guidelines. They put dates out there. I'm sure they have to put them out there. Whether those are accurate or not, I don't know. If I'm accredited as an attorney or claims agent, what must I do to maintain VA accreditation? So you have to do stuff, right? You have to qualify, right? Be in good standing, good legal citizen or whatever, not a felon. Um, and you have to go through some training and stuff like that to stay up on it. I don't know what it all is. Again, haven't gone through the process myself, but they have a leash of sorts on you, and they've vetted you basically. So to stay in good standing, you must complete 3 hours of qualifying continuing legal education (CLE) during the first 12-month period following the date of initial accreditation, and then an additional 3 hours no later than 3 years after the date, and every 2 years thereafter. So if you have anything through this kind of reminds me, I have my drone license. I have a fly drone around, and I have my commercial license. So I wanted to do that because it's funny. It kind of reminds me of this. Anybody into drones, or you guys, any commercial drone pilots out there with your Part 107? You might have been sitting there. This kind of reminds me of that because, like in 2000, when I got my first drone back wherever it is back there, where's my drone? Where's my overhead shot? Yeah, you can't see it. So I have a Phantom 1 from like 2013. I have a Phantom 3 from 2016, and then what is it? Mavic 2 Pro from 2019. So there was no drone laws in place till like 2015. So it was literally the wild, wild west. Like, damn, these drones are flying all over the place. So the FAA made some guidelines, and they're continuing to change it and stuff like that. And they're trying to put some rules in place. And what it came down to was like, hey, we have these people out here, and it's like, all right, well, I'll go, Mr. Real Estate Agent. I'll take my drone, and I won't charge you for photography. Take me out to take me and the little lady and the kiddos out to a big steak dinner. The FAA went in and was like, if you do any kind of bartering at all, no steak dinners, no top ramen dinners, any kind of bartering, any kind of monetary value, that is considered commercial. So it was kind of funny. It became a non-gray area very quickly for me. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to see if I can be, past this thing. Kind of ridiculous. And I won't go too far off on the tangent here, but you have to learn about the different airspaces, who can fly in the different airspaces. FYI, fun fact. You do not own the air above your head, above your property. It's pretty much yours about 30 feet up. But what about 1,000 feet up? That's not yours. 4,000, 15,000, 38,000. There's military flight paths way the hell up there. There's whatever, Pan Am or America, or whatever the airlines are. So there's vertical limits, and you have to learn all these airspaces and terminology. And it's like, I'm just flying around a little plastic drone. So I have a feeling that the accreditation process has some of that, and they can't catch everything. But that's why they have it. They try to send you to training, keep you up on your training, check in with you. I don't know. You have a background check. You give them some references. They background check them. Kind of sounds like it's a little bit more than a secret clearance. Definitely more than a secret clearance. Probably not as much as a top secret, but it might be kind of close to that. So they're going to check into your past, and they'll find out if you're a piece of shit and you hung around shitty people. So can I be an accredited to help veterans with their claims if I'm a federal employee? No, an employee of the federal government generally cannot provide representational services before VA. And this is kind of goes into another thing, like if you are an accredited, or if you're like a VA employee, like a VA rater, and you file a claim, your claim doesn't get adjudicated at your VA regional office. It gets sent off somewhere else. I read that somewhere. So they do all these things to avoid conflicts of interest. That's what this is all set up for. Conflicts of interest and trying to not overcharge veterans. And I'm not saying that charging veterans and making money from veterans is a bad thing. Veterans are humans, capitalism is good, all that kind of stuff. This stuff's in place so gouging doesn't happen. So, may an accredited attorney or claims agent charge fees for preparing an initial VA claim? No, they cannot. So, I think I already answered that question. They cannot charge you upfront. An accredited attorney or claims agent may generally charge claimants a fee only after an agency of original jurisdiction, like a VA regional office, has issued a decision on a claim, a notice of disagreement has been filed, and the attorney or agent has filed a power of attorney and a fee agreement with the VA. So basically, what that's saying is you went and built your best claim, don't like the decision. Now you're entering the appeals process, higher level review, supplemental claim. Maybe you're going straight to the BVA. This is where you would get, this is one place that you would get accredited attorney. Maybe you could get an agent here as well. But this is where the fee stuff starts. And I'm not clear if accredited agents can do it up front because I don't really know what the hell I'm talking about here. So I'm just kind of reading and winging it and throwing out general info. And just kind of funny, I can do this because I'm not accredited. I'm not trying to mislead you or give you shitty info. I just don't really know what the rules are. So I stay away from the things that I know that are illegal. And I want to just, this is what not accredited looks like and sounds like. I know that I'm relatable and I might sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I'm just not accredited and I don't know all these details, and I don't even know how much this interests me because reading pisses me off sometimes. But I'm doing this live and I do this a lot, so I start getting a little bored and then I start blowing through stuff. And I see some good comments and I'm getting ready to bail myself out and hop over there. So can I use my VA accreditation as a method to advertise or promote my other business interests? No. So if you're an accredited agent, you can't, use your VA accreditation for promoting any other businesses, including financial services, referral businesses, or home care businesses. So if you're an accredited claims agent and you're wanting to dabble around in aid and attendance or some other kind of VA financial services, home care services or something, you can't do that. If the VA finds out, they may suspend or cancel your accreditation. Are there standards of conduct that I must follow as an accredited individual? Yes. You must abide by the standards of conduct listed in 38 CFR 14.632 and summarized on the fact sheet labeled How to File a Complaint Regarding Representation. If I violate the standard of conduct or engage in any other unlawful or unethical conduct, what will happen? If the VA determines that an accredited individual has violated the standard of conduct, they have a standard of conduct that you read and agree to and abide by, VA may suspend or cancel his or her accreditation. Again, I was kind of talking about this. If I was accredited, I have this thing that I have to follow. So if you don't feel that I'm operating ethically and lawfully, there's a law and a place to go complain. Since I'm not, you complain in the comments or wherever else you complain to, but I'm not doing anything illegal, so I'm not really worried about that. So blah, 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 blah. Let's hop over to some comments and get to the fun part. And I have super chats turned off. Damn, that sucks. If you've been sending them in, sorry. And I do that. Like I said, I have membership options. You guys support me. This stuff is expensive. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Click the notification bell. You'll be notified when I go live, make videos, stuff like that. If you want to join the membership program, I have one available right now. I don't have a whole lot going on. I do a video. It's basically just a small way for you guys to support me. I'm going to be adding in different levels of membership programs. And again, this has nothing to do with my normal broadcasting schedule and all that kind of stuff. I'm going to keep making videos. Because I enjoy it, and this continues to grow, and it's cool when I hop on live chats and people are like, fuck yeah, you helped me get to 100%. So that's cool. I got there. I helped you get there. Whether it was just me, I hope it wasn't, because then you really wouldn't be listening to me. I do not just take one person's point of view. Your accredited claims agent or your VSO, they're who's actually doing the legal part inside the Veterans Benefits Management System. Listen to them for the legal stuff, but for just general advice prior to filing a claim, I would hold as much info as possible. Don't rush it. Submit your intent to file. You got a year. Take 3 months and really get into this. Take 2 weeks solid, whatever, 40 hours a week learning about pes planus, flat feet, till you're just sick of looking at flat feet and pes planus. Then move on to the next disability you think you want to file a claim about. What's up, Dale? How's it going, man? Hello and goodbye. Let's pop up to the front top of the comments here. Baby Sharker, you're oh, we got a super chat. I don't know if the volume's on. Thanks for the super chat, homeboy. Your Baby Sharker avatar is it's funny. It matches my blue shirt, my little blue bar that I have going on, and kind of funny. I show this to you guys from time to time. This is what I see when I'm doing a live stream. So I run this from iMac. I have a Sony a6100 is my camera. I'm no longer using the FaceTime camera. This is a Shure MV7 microphone. I'm about, I don't have my TV turned on. That wall back there, I have all that stuff. I have a good lens, so it focuses in on me, tracking on my face, blurs out the background, all that kind of stuff. And I'm about 8 feet off the wall. So this is like, I've been working on this whole studio thing for a while. That's why I'm not going anywhere. I've, spent a lot of effort doing this part of it. So anyway, Bear Man. Oh, and let me just go down to the super chat here. Just throwing $10 at me like a stripper. You don't want me to strip, I hope. The VA wouldn't like that if I was accredited, for sure. All right, so what's up? Combat Craig, love the vids. Thanks a bunch. Awesome, cool. I keep them going. I try to title them. Sometimes I clickbait the titles, but it's not like you go in there and it says one thing and I talk about something else. On these lives, I do ramble all over the place, but I try to mix in normal videos. You'll be able to tell the difference between a live and a broadcast video. Let's see. You got your TDIU, so you got 100%. Nice. You submitted your Social Security disability insurance claim. We need Social Craig now. Yeah, that's another one. And I've talked about that a little bit. And I actually was considering, because I think that's an area that needs to be talked about more. TDIU stands for total disability due to individual unemployability. And if you can only get up so high, like 80%, and you're stuck and you can't get up any higher and you can't work, then you can apply for TDIU. It's actually not a TDIU claim. It's a separate thing. It's usually in with your claim, but it is not a standalone. It's a standalone product, I guess, for lack of better words. Again, not accredited. I don't know what the hell they call it. Social Security, you could have Social Security and VA disability. You can get them at the same time. There's no conflict. And they play off of each other. Again, it's the VA and Social Security. So if it's something that is in your favor, they're probably going to overlook it. If it's something they can use against you, they're probably going to go right to it. So different animals, the medical evidence and vocational expert or whatever you use to prove your TDIU claim. Congratulations. I'm glad you got it. Now you're over here, right? Social Security, complete different beast. So I personally wouldn't use the exact same thing I use for the VA with Social Security. Like it's literally the Chinese language and Japanese. It's so different. Um, I don't, get in, do your research, just like you're researching your VA claim. Not everybody, a lot of people get denied out of the gate initially on a Social Security claim. You can hire a lawyer up front. You should hire a vocational expert, I think, up front on a Social Security claim, especially if you're tying it in with TDIU. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit more about that because there's a void. But I think why I don't do it is there's so different things and I'm confusing enough to listen to. I don't want to, you just hop in or my feed cuts out and I don't want to confuse you guys more than I already do. AJ, what up? You did the same thing? Perfect. Yeah, let me know if you guys could tell me, you guys that have TDIU claims and you just submitted and applied SSDI, what did you do? Did you get a lawyer? Did you get a vocational expert? How much research did you do? Or did you just like kind of, well, great, I want it here, I should just win it over there. Did you do that? If so, that's fine too. Let me know. I'm just curious to see what you guys did. And, I'm not saying that won't work. I just don't like that as a strategy. The more veterans I talk to, I don't like strategies that rely on, I hope this will work. I hope this is going to be enough. I don't like hope. You're going to have it. I get it. I like strategy and I like giving them what they want to see, what they need to see, and proving it with medical evidence. And in the case of Social Security, it's all or nothing, 0% or 100%. And you're going to need to explain why your TDIU keeps you from working. It may be in black and white, but a vocational expert is helpful. I had one conversation with one guy and it lasted an hour, and I'm going to talk about that probably till the day I die because I learned so much from that dude. Patrick Clifford from Clifford Vocational Services. He probably had no clue that he was going to talk to just one random veteran. I'd be sitting here blabbering on for him for 2 years straight. And I know a few of you guys have used them. You try not to tell everyone your Social Security number. You slip up once in a while. So that's just it. There's like, who do you think is calling you? All that bullshit spam phone calls, they call from your area code because they think they're sneaky and slick. And, whatever it was, 7 years ago, 12 years ago, we're doing a do not call list. So just put your phone number in there and then all the spammers won't call you. Well, that's great. You covered spammers and laws in the U.S. What about every other country where they don't give a shit about U.S. law and they sit there? I wish I could show it. Do a YouTube search for Indian scammers. Kitboga is one of them. Scammer Revolts is another one. Scammer Payback is another one. And they just sit there and waste scammers' time. And I think it's hilarious because my mom was scammed, and I have a little soft spot for anti-scamming, especially the tech support scammers. But if you slip up and put your Social Security number out there once to the wrong person, it's out there. It's not like, oh shit, I put my credit card number out there, cancel the credit card. Like, it's your social, it's out there. You don't change it. I don't even know if you can change it. Maybe you can. But if you can, it's a complete pain in the ass. So just don't slip up would be my advice. But if you do slip up once in a while, I hope you're slipping up with somebody that isn't going to sell it. What's up, Brian? How's it going? It's not beer 30, believe it or not. And I'm sorry for disappointing you. It is 5:34 here. I should be White Clawing, but I'm Mountain Dewing. I look like a nice fella. This is the point. So this is exactly the point that I'm trying to make, and I do appreciate that. And I know I come off that way, and that's the way I want to come off. I want to come off like I give a fuck, and I'm trying to do the right thing. And I don't say I know everything, and I'm the smartest guy in the room, and all that kind of stuff. I'm pretty upfront about all that stuff. But looking like a nice fella, um, seeming relatable. Wow, this guy speaks my language because he says fuck and shit, and a lot of other people don't cuss. A lot of things like that. That's just the way that I talk. It's the way I am. We probably are very similar. We would probably have a great time if the bars ever open back up. But the fact remains, I'm not accredited, and you don't know me, and that's all. I mean, you know me online, and I appreciate all that. I don't want to belabor this too much. It's just you don't know me, and you don't know. I'm telling you, I'm not a felon, but you don't know that. I could tell you I'm Santa Claus. I'm sure you wouldn't believe that. Anyway, moving on to the next comment. I'm sounding like a moron. Karen, you do such a great job. Thanks for all your hard work putting these videos together. Awesome. Yeah, that's what I try to do a good job. This is my focus. So it's kind of like this is kind of funny. So I've recently started looking into the accreditation process because I think it would be a good idea for me to go through the process. Whether I actually do it or not, I would learn a shitload for sure. And it would probably clear up a lot of things for me. And there's probably sections it's like, well, now I really don't want to talk about any of that. But my focus is on growing this channel, growing this brand, better equipment, learning how to look at the camera and talk to you guys more versus looking over here and having a getting another GoPro so we can have little Clyde show up and let's go, mister. Yeah, big boy. Work on my studio. So I kind of look at this as like kind of like a combo of education and entertainment. So that's kind of where I'm at. And I spend a lot of time looking how people make YouTube videos, how to promote YouTube videos. I don't really wander off of YouTube. Like you can learn how to do anything on YouTube, including YouTubing. And, I have to, I have to be honest. I learned a lot about VA claims on YouTube as well because now I'm having to read before I speak, so I know what the hell I'm talking about. But I do understand there's a big value in having somebody explain it to you. Okay, I didn't really understand it by reading it. That makes sense. I know that happens a lot. Plasma for you. Hey, had a claim out for request 3. What does that mean? That means get out of e-benefits. I do not know what request 3 is. I see this type of question a lot. And it doesn't matter if it's request 3, request 666, request 28. Basically, it's the VA trying to be transparent, and they're not. They're being assholes, and they're being confusing because they're like, oh, we need something. And they're talking to each other. The raters are. And if, I don't know if ATX Patriot is in here tonight. Maybe he knows because he's in it. Or maybe an accredited claims agent like Carmilla actually knows. But my understanding of this request 3 stuff is it doesn't matter. Wait for your decision letter. They should just shut down e-benefits because it's confusing. Because request 3, whatever that means, doesn't have anything to do with you. If they have a request for you on something that like, whoa, we need you to do something like, hey, pick up the phone and get your ass over to the CNP exam. Like they'll call you. They probably won't be that nasty, but they'll tell you what they need from you. They'll call you and they'll follow up with a letter. All the stuff online and e-benefits, it's just infuriating. So that was a pretty long-winded and non-answer for you. I really don't have any clue what request 3 means or any request for that matter. Ryan is 100% PNT SMCS at 28. And Ryan got his rating probably 2 or 3 months ago, if I remember correctly. And Ryan's one of the guys that I email with because And this is why these kinds of relationship works. He's at 100% PNT. I'm at 100% PNT. Hey, I got SMCS. Cool. I never did get SMCS. That's interesting to me. That's something different. How'd you get that? And now he's thinking like, you know what? He's in pretty bad shape. I do know that because I've talked to him, and he's considering caregiver stuff, some of these other special monthly compensations. So yeah, and he's 28. I talk about age a lot, and he's I think the youngest person I've seen at 100% permanent and total is 26. But I know Ryan's 28. There's another guy that's 29, maybe two guys, a couple guys in their 30s. But yeah, I mean, 100% PNT, generally speaking, is more for guys in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. But again, no rules. The rules are the law, you know, VA. So everybody's different. No clue how you got there, but good for you. Not sure where you're headed in the VA claims process. I'm here to try to get a foot in your ass, and don't give up and don't quit and keep going. And every time they say no, that's a mistake. It's fine. Learn from your mistake. Hopefully you don't have to make this mistake year and year after year after year, because I did that, because it sucks. I'll just tell you, not getting paid, not knowing what an effective date is. It sucks not moving your claim forward, or not even knowing that you have options. So you're hopping in wherever you're at. Perfect. Put your foot in the gas and stay in it, and do not let out, and stay in them, and live up the VA's ass until you get the compensation that you've earned. It's not charity. It's not welfare. You earned it. You went and you signed up, and you got all busted up, whatever it is. Mental health, oh, you look fine. Well, fuck you. You don't know anything about me. That's another one. Hey, neighbor, why are you home all the time? I'm retired. Well, you look pretty young well, you ask a lot of fucking questions. Beat it. So keep your disabilities to yourself. It's nobody's business if you're on Social Security, if you're on VA, whatever it is. Just tell them you're retired. It'll shut the conversation down really good. So, tangent over. Let's go to the next comment. Can you mean anything? Oh, yeah. So you're talking about, what does request 3 mean for? Yeah, so exactly. Good observation. Yeah, maybe it's prompting a CNP exam. Where is your claim? What can you see? What's going on? It could be anything. I mean, it's not like anything under the sun. There's a process that happens, but something is happening. It's moving forward or backwards. Hopefully forward. What's up, paratrooper girl? Smiley face. I think I saw Dale earlier and he bounced. That's your claims file. I just made a video about that. How long did it take, Jason? And did you go get a DVD player or a CD? I don't even know if they have CD players. It's probably a DVD player. Did you get one? Or are you sitting there with your disc going, bitching, what the hell do I plug this thing into? And now you're having to go to Walmart and get one. Have you popped it open yet? Curious to see how long it took, because obviously it's relevant to now. I always like to, when I talk about getting C files, I talk about it a lot. Be nice to give somewhat accurate info. Again, it means nothing because your C file request is not like anybody else's, but the general flavor, you know, what's it taking? A year, 9 months? Mine was 5 months last time, unknown. Hundo Club. Oh, Dale. Yeah, Dale's new in the Hundo Club. First month at the new rate. Oh, bitchin'. Okay. So you, yeah, Dale, I think won in December. So your effective date would have been January 1st. So this is your new month at a decent rating. Life-changing, right? Especially if you're at like 50 or 60%. $1,400 a month up to 31, or, you know, depending on your dependents and stuff. It's a big jump. So evidence gathering, review, and decision, request 3. Might narrow it down, but my answer is going to be the same there. Hopefully you're getting somebody that can really answer. And I'm not trying to be a smartass. I just really have no clue why they show us this stuff and they don't really say what it's for. Because who cares if it's in evidence gathering, review, and decision, and they're like, "Hey, other rater, we need to send this veteran to a C&P exam." Like, you don't need to know what they want you to do. Just tell me what to do, and I'll go to the damn C&P exam or not, or whatever you're gonna do. Go to your C&P exam, but you don't need to see what the veteran service representatives are saying to each other. It's not helpful. You got hurt at your C&P exam just the other day during a range of motion. Oops, back popped out. Um, that could be a claim, FYI. If I don't know what happened, what your situation is with your back, James, but if you get hurt and the VA hurts you, I talk about don't let them move you into the pain. And if your back pops in and out, that's a problem, dude, for sure. But I get it. We get used to not being a pussy and just dealing with it. Your back popping in and out is a problem. If it happened because of something exam the VA made you do, you might be able to file a claim for that. I doubt you're going to be able to sue them or anything like that, but might be something to look at. I would definitely look at an inadequate C&P exam. But who knows? It depends on how maybe the C&P examiner was like, "Oh shit, I pushed them too far," and you're like stuck. Okay, you can get out of the forward position. Yeah, I can't. My back's stuck. So kind of hard to tell if that's good or bad. Other than it's bad. M Steel is 10% away from 100. So you're at 90. You're actually probably not 10%. You're probably less. So if you're 90%, that means you're 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, rounded up to 90, or 90 on the money, or 91, 92, 93, 94, rounded down to 90. And all you need to get to is 95. So you're probably more like 6 or 7 points away. Maybe you are 10%. You are 10% away, I guess. Semantics. Sorry, I do that too. Willie Marshall, what's going on? Your VA agent was happy you filed everything electronically because he does paper only. Yeah, so I'm thinking your VA agent is a veteran service representatives. I give these guys a hard time because I got shitty advice from mine every time. They're all old guys. I mean, if you're in your 20s, you're like, look at this old fucker on TV right now or on YouTube, and you probably think I'm old at 52, and you're probably right. I am old. But I would look in my 20s, everybody that was over 60 looked like they were all dinosaurs. So I just they all were just like old guys, didn't really pay much attention to me, and they had no clue what the fuck they were doing. And as a result, I didn't get the rating. I just had no clue, and neither did they. So at some point, I'm hoping that gets fixed. But yeah, a lot of these guys are old school, and they're like, "Oh, I'm not doing any of that computer shit." So it's cool that you filed everything electronically, because the more paper you send the VA, the more stuff that can get shuffled around and lost. At least, I know you can send certified mail and all that kind of stuff, but digital files are easier to track. Your parent, let's see. You hope the size of the organization doesn't dictate how many cases one person should handle. This is a perfect question, right? So, and I don't have the answer, but I am with you. And I know this from having my YouTube channel, right? So as this channel grows and there's more people, I try to pop on and do lives at different times because I'm pretty horrible at returning emails and phone calls. And I would much rather try to answer your questions in front of everybody so everybody could benefit from whatever's bouncing around in my head. But yeah, absolutely. It's impossible to know whoever you're about ready to hop in bed with. Are you hopping in bed with a agent or a company that has 500 employees and they just grew a whole bunch, and they, you don't tend your max or what, none of that stuff you don't know. So you need to try to figure out, ask questions, get reviews, look at people's social media. Obviously, this dude up here, Jason's VSO, you're probably not going to go find him on Twitter and on Pinterest and on TikTok. But some of these guys are, the more visible they are, hopefully you can learn something about what's going on behind the scenes. The size of the organization due to the workload. Okay, what's up, Army George? One of my very first members in the membership program. Appreciate your support. Tom Marine Vet, what's going on, man? How you doing? I actually think I've gone a whole week without talking to you on the phone, Tom. I probably owe you a phone call so I could chew your ear off about a bunch of stuff. And then you could tell me about denying and all that kind of stuff. We have fun conversations. Tom Marine Vet is a solid dude. He's in here constantly. And any of you guys that have been around here for a while know that he's a solid dude. It does matter to caseload at smaller accredited agents and VSOs, Dale's saying. Yeah, I would agree with that. And again, just using my own experience, I know that I have deficiencies in most areas of my social and work life, but also on this YouTube channel. So I'm a one-man show. So I'm focused on bringing videos. So if it's like, hey, here's a 25-hour email that I want you to help me figure out, I'm going to probably be like, no, why don't you go get a VSO or somebody that knows what they're doing? If I can do something quickly with you. But as this thing grows, I'm focused on the channel, better videos, better info, and better live streams, because in these live streams, a lot of you guys are talking and sharing info. And I know YouTube comments suck, and I know I've talked about Discord and a better way for us to talk. Don't really want it to be like a Facebook group. I'm working on it. It's just one more thing to pile on my plate. I just don't want to go learn Discord right now. But we do need a better way for us to all communicate. We all use Proton mail accounts. We could all be anonymous, and you can say whatever the hell you want about anybody. And I myself will be anonymous in there. We'll all be anonymous. I think that's a good way to go. Then you can literally say whatever the hell you want and not have to worry about it. Maybe you can, maybe we can talk more about suicidal ideation, and your avatar is not out there, so it's like kind of embarrassing to do on a live stream or something. Quality versus quantity, that is the goal. That's not the way that I felt with any of my VSOs, but I wasn't even asking any questions, so I'm sure that was a factor, but it's my fault. I have to live with my the results of my own shitty claims, so it's all on me. Pick an agent or VSO who has time to really help you and can figure that out. And yeah, like get a referral, find somebody that's smart, accessible. And then once you sign the power of attorney over, that's where I noticed personally where like the accessibility sometimes slips. You can change a VSO in midstream. It won't affect your claim, especially if you already filed it, because you already filed it, right? Your claim's off and running. Literally, you have to go, it's in the hands of the VA. They're going to send you to a C&P exam, like 99% sure that's going to happen. And then they're going to rate you. So once your claim's filed, there's not a whole lot for you guys to talk about. I'm sure you have lots of questions and, oh shit, I should have included this, or I should have done that. If they're not responding to you every step of the way after you filed your claim, I actually understand that, because what are they going to tell you? Wait for your decision letter is all they really can tell you. But yeah, try to figure out somebody that you can get with and be like, hey, I'm a little needy on this whole VA claims process. I need to hear from you every 3 weeks because I have mental health problems, and I just need a shoulder. Hey, calm down, Combat Craig. Everything's going to be all right. Even if you lose, you'll be able to appeal it. Like, okay, cool, man. Thanks. I just need somebody in my corner that I can talk about my claim with. What's up, Philip? How's it going? fired your VSO with 30 to 100 in 1 year. Education is key. I've talked to Dale as well, and it's a mindset, and I know it, and I know it from talking to him because it's like I am fucking over this bullshit. I'm winning now. I am so tired of losing. Loser mentality is bullshit, and no wonder I'm a loser because I have a losing mindset. So I ditched the loser mindset, put the PTSD, I have to shove that out of the way. Win, get focused. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm pretty aggro, pretty pissed off, but I'm trying to focus this on the YouTube channel. But I've talked to a few people, and yeah, when you get that silver bullet, it's a whole different ballgame when you know what the hell you're doing. Education is key. Can you do a segment on incapacitated episodes for chronic conditions? I can write it down. Absolutely. I think what that means is kind of what happens to me. It's not, it's incapacitated by mental health. I have what's called somatic symptom disorder, and I have chronic pain syndrome. You see me when I have a smile on and I'm drinking booze or Mountain Dew and I got my dog here. But for most of the day, I'm not like this. I don't have a wife and kids. Like I literally have no responsibilities. So a lot of times I'm just laid up. So I think that's what that means. But let me write that down so I can at least go, no. Because I appreciate you saying that, George. So let me write that down, put a little note, stand by. You're going to hear some keyboard typing. Capacitated episodes for chronic. Another thing, find a VSO that could type with two hands, like 60 words a minute at least. That would help. Pretty standard computer guy stuff. Hunt and peck. Not saying it's good. I'm just saying it's a warning sign. You're getting into, it's 2021. This guy doesn't know how to use a smartphone, doesn't believe in smartphones and technology and stuff. I mean, you could do it through a fax machine. It's just, there's a reason the fax machine is basically obsolete and not really used at all. And you have to go to Kinko's to use one, or you do it from an app. That's kind of funny, right? You scan it in on your phone and you can send it. You have to pay money to send a fax through your phone through an app. It's kind of weird, but yeah, embrace technology. It's coming. I know not everybody's on the same page, but I'm a geek. I've always loved technology and it fascinates me. So I spent a lot of time with technology. Kyle called today to check my claims status. All the guy on the phone could tell me is it's in final review. I wish the people we call could tell you specifics. Yeah, that's a standard thing. There's a lot of things that I wish could be fixed, and that's one of them. You call the 800 number, and they're just like, we can't tell you anything. You need your decision letter. Like, hey, shit, I got 10 grand dumped in my bank account. Can you tell me anything? No, you need your decision letter. Like they can't, like, obviously I won. I got 10 grand. Can you tell me anything? Nope. You're just going to have to wait for your decision letter. It'd be nice if they told us more during the claims process. They do not. It sucks. Another thing that needs to be fixed. I think that's where I'm headed. Combat Craig, the lobbyist. Go tell these guys, it's so important. That thing, and I'm going to just put this back on the screen. This is so important. What stage, why can't I talk to the raider? Like, why can't I talk? Can you talk to the raider? Like, can you talk to somebody? Can we put a new layer of people in that are like raiders assistants that could tell us anything other than you're shit out of luck and you got to wait 9 months? Like anything, even bad news. At least, I mean, bad news probably isn't a good idea. Talk about staying positive. Negativity isn't going to help, and that's not going to help your winning mindset, but that's one they need to fix. More progress in 1 year than they gave you in 14. So think of that. Yep. VSOs have a great mission. Absolutely, they do. But you got to take charge of it. You didn't give up and you won. Done filing till you do SMC S1. So that's it. Understanding what a VSO is and what they're there to do. They're a tool in your tool belt. They're able to access parts of your claim. They're able to legally act on your behalf and get into your personal stuff. It is safe to give a VSO your social security number, for example. They've been vetted. They're not felons and whatever other things the VA want you to be for accreditation. But a VSO may or may not be your best choice in the appeals process. I think that would probably be a bad choice. But the first layers of the appeals process, like the higher level review, really doesn't take a whole lot of legal chops. Um, but it takes you being educated on knowing what the hell where you went wrong, how you might be able to eke out a win. But there is a transition where a lawyer is going to make a lot better sense, or an accredited claims agent versus a VSO. Learning about these different levels of accredited claims agents, what they do, characteristics of, oh, he's starting to do this to me and blow me off. That probably means that I should probably ditch him. Knowing how to look for little signs like that, little tells, if you will. You're 70% and SSDI. Did you file a TDIU claim, Tom? I think I talked to you a long time ago. I know you've asked a bunch of questions. Actually, don't think I've seen you for a minute on here. Yeah, who has 100% PNT, and then obviously, if you have SSDI, there's only one version of that. That's also 100%. You either get paid or you don't. And that is based on, just to hop down the Social Security rabbit hole, how much you paid into the Social Security system. So Desert Rose is another gal, and she was like, she didn't work. I don't want to get into like a weird stereotyping thing, but it is what it is. She was married and didn't work for most of her life or whatever. So when she went to apply for SSDI, she missed her window. So she missed her window and she didn't have enough credits, I think. So this is why you need to understand Social Security claims a lot before you file a claim, because it's not just, cool, I won at the VA, let me go win over here. I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm saying that's not a good strategy. Mineral rights. Yep. We're on the same page. This vocational expert with a Social Security disability insurance claim, by the way, why it's so important, couple things. In TDIU, they do look at your age, and they look at, if they're going to pay you at 100% and you're 70, if we use Tom up here, I think Tom's probably in his 60s or something. They're going to look at his age and the likelihood of him ever being able to get a job or whatever. A vocational expert can weigh in, and that weigh in has the weight of a doctor. When I talk about like a colonoscopy is a good way to measure IBS medical evidence. Taking whatever diarrhea pills that you get over the counter is nowhere near as good, the probative value. Vocational expert is huge. They're up there with doctor level medical evidence, because they can explain why your disability keeps you from working. In order to work, you have to wake up, you have to want to get out of bed, you have to be able to get out of bed and drive your ass to work and go deal with people and not want to beat the shit out of everybody when you're there. In addition to that, the judge has a Social Security or a vocational expert sitting next to them. If you get to that appeals part of it, I do know that. So get a vocational expert in a Social Security claim. Got a thumb down. Somebody didn't like that. Okay, you're waiting on your two different systems. Yep. You have a friend that works in the VA, and he will not pull anything up with my name on it, because if someone found out, he would be toast. Absolutely. That's like straight up illegal, I'm sure. Like, you have access to certain stuff. That sounds like a HIPAA violation, potentially. They don't have, who knows? There's probably a lot of different stuff, but yeah. Oh yeah, why don't you just go plug me in? You work at the VA. You work in the enemy's den. Why don't you go hook me up? And like if they're working ethically and legally, they should get fired if they just pull you up. Don't pull strings. Don't go get to the right people that know how the system works. Don't try to ask your friend, but that's a good point, Kyle. He said if you qualify because you have spinal stenosis and sciatica, it keeps me from working. Um, yeah, that probably is the case. I'm not qualified as a vocational expert, Social Security disability expert, claims expert, anybody other than I am qualified to put a cowboy hat on this head. That's about it. But if they say you have spinal stenosis and sciatica, I do not have spinal stenosis, but I have sciatica and a bad back, and it does keep me from working. And I know what that's like. Vocational expert, doctor, you need somebody else to agree with you on that deal. And Social Security is definitely harder, I would think, than the VA, that burden of proof. You still have to prove your claim to the VA. They do give you some kind of, well, you're a veteran, so we're going to go a little easier, but they ain't going to just lay down and take it up the ass. You are going to have to fight for it, and do not expect them to give you any free handouts. Social Security, what is it called? The veteran friendly environment. That doesn't exist in Social Security. They don't care if you're a veteran. They say, we'll look at your claim a little sooner. That may or may not be, but you're a civilian to them. And they really, that veteran friendly environment evaporates when you're filing a Social Security claim. How would you deal with a VSO not filing a power of attorney and even filing a claim as the power? I'm assuming power of attorney is what you mean by POA. I don't think a VSO can even legally represent you without a power of attorney. If you don't have one, you don't have a VSO. Something's wrong. If you need to go get another VSO to go look at what the VSO you have is doing, just reading this on face value, that has problems to me. That's got all the hairs on the back of my neck standing up. I may be reading it or misunderstanding it or something, but that looks sketchy as shit. Yep, even looking's a no-no. No looking. You're not. You don't get to be the janitor at the VA and pop into the Raiders office and be like, "Hey, Chuck, we drink and we shoot pool. Can we go look up old Kyle's info?" No, you cannot. Loads of medical evidence and having an agent is good. Your family member recommended Allsup? Yes. ALLSUP. And Tom Marine Vet, I think you guys might be talking about this. I'm just in the comments here. That's I know both of you guys, and you guys both are fans of Allsup. Google it, ALLSUP. I sit here and research stuff based on what you guys tell me. I'm not doing any firsthand. I haven't gone through the process with Allsup, but I'm comfortable doing that kind of referral because two of these guys are cool. Doesn't mean that it's going to work for you, but I'm comfortable saying at least go take a look at Allsup. You have 2 years of missing work due to your back. Keep missing work to attend physical therapy. Yep. Vocational expert. Get into it. You've got all the stuff. You're missing the prove your claim to Social Security part. Sounds like you work in a business that helps vets, but do not promote that here. Just to help with advice. I'm just gonna go with a smiley face on that one. Everything's so confusing. Before you started watching me, everything's still confusing, but an understandable way. Good. And I know it's weird because my brain, it just do brain dumps, And that's why I do these comments. I want you to see how I think about things, because a lot of you guys say, wow, your brain's whack, but it actually makes sense. The way your brain works is like my brain works, because we're all mental health and crazy. So yeah, the process is confusing. I'm glad that and it will be confusing. It's not like I have it all figured out. I was able to figure out what I needed to do, and I don't trust them, so I am defending my 100% P&T rating, which is kind of stupid because I don't need to, but I do it anyway. Keeps me sharp. I'd like to know what the VA is doing. What kind of, maybe I'll actually get better. I doubt it. My VA shrink suggested I take up fishing. I talked to him today. It's like, fishing sounds lame. It's like, yeah, but think about it a little bit. I was like, I got to try something. I got to get my ass out of the house. But right now, I guess it would have to be ice fishing. Your stuff, baby sharker. A lot of people know their stuff in here. It's all good info. All good, huge info. Laura Black, it is a learning process. I'm teaching you a lot. Yep. Grab onto the little pieces, the fundamentals don't change. Diagnosis, nexus, medical evidence, medical battle. They're the enemy. They've screwed you for a long time. Those things will never change, but different ways to talk about it in the chat, think about it, learn about it. If any of those fundamentals change, like all of a sudden you don't need to show up to C&P exams. I heard that one last night, actually. I'm not going to go into that too much, but I actually understand why they're saying don't go to a C&P exam. I've heard that a few times. Generally speaking, if you don't know why you're not going to a C&P exam, show up to the damn C&P exam. You're going to get smoked. That's from my own personal experience. I got denied because I didn't show up to my C&P exam when I got out. So happy your wife and I don't have to work. Much credit goes to CC in your videos. That's another thing too, right? We don't work. So this is something that's interesting to us because we know other veterans. And once we start understanding how all this shit works, we could help other veterans and give advice. So if you don't want to go out and start grabbing Uncle Joe and Aunt Kathy, and if they're not ready to go to battle, they're not ready, but they might come to you and start asking, hey, how the hell did you do the 100% P&T? How'd you do that? That might mean they're ready. And then you'll be ready to just do a brain dump on them and like, perfect. I'm going to lay it all out for you. Yeah, I've done a couple scam videos. There was a company in Louisiana that got popped doing a bunch of illegal shit. There's fraud going on all over the VA, companies, non-accredited stuff. Not going to go into that too much here, but yeah, I think that's kind of part of this process. What to look for, what looks like fraud, what smells like fraud, what's quacking like a duck and moves like a cow. Be suspicious. So yeah, as I see these stories of people getting busted, I review them. It all seems relevant. And if you're committing fraud and doing illegal shit, you should be buried under the jail. Yeah, I'm aware of that. And Social Security, I've looked at the Social Security stuff, and it's the same thing. A lot of lawyers talking, and they don't make sense, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm relatable in my suit and tie. And it's like, dude, you might as well be speaking a different language. I have no clue what you're saying. Like, you're not selling me on anything. You're not even telling me anything. That's part of it. They want to just talk because they just want you to hire them so they confuse you. I'd prefer to avoid the lawyers if you can, in all cases. I mean, if you're stuck and you have to go fight with a lawyer, then that's where you're at. But at least know why you have a lawyer. Damn, I did everything and the VA they're not seeing it. It's right there. So I'm going to get a lawyer to go rub their nose in it. Speaking of rubbing your nose in it. Still, boy. Did you eat your dinner? You've been getting notifications when I go live lately? Perfect. It's nice to hear that thing's working. I know it's weird, and I, do that again. Oh, I should probably take that thing off so you guys can see it. So yeah, my little animation thing, does that even have the bell? Come on. No, this thing doesn't even have the bell. Yeah, so that notification bell, you have to turn it to all. And I know that if you're not computer savvy, or maybe you select all notifications on your desktop computer, but you do a lot more watching on your phone, and maybe somehow it's not on there. But I'm glad to hear that you are getting the notifications, Tom. It's weird. I think this is a YouTube thing. Um, and I have no clue why it's like that. Just there's a shitload of people making videos on YouTube, so there's a lot of people competing for your attention. I appreciate that I have it as limited or 100% that I have it right now. I appreciate your support and watching what I have to say and tuning in and all that kind of stuff. But the notifications are kind of weird. I'm aware of that. No clue why it works, but I'm not here to talk about YouTube politics and stuff like that. We're talking about VA claims. So you put in for SSDI as soon as your VA claim came in. Did you get a vocational expert? Can you talk a little bit more about that? And you have a really kick-ass avatar, by the way. Much love. You did no research, the layers in that area. Not sure what you're saying there. Good evening. I did that VA math method, and man, whoever created that are freaking crooked. I basically underrated you. Yeah, VA math is a whole nother thing. I'm actually, I was talking about that, I think last Sunday, and ATX Patriot, he broke it down in an email, and I'm going to make a video like that. And I think I'm actually ready to make the VA math video. It's weird. I want to be able to sit here and make a video and walk you through the process and be so believable that not only do I believe it, but I get you to believe it. And I just kind of suck at math. It's kind of one of my weak spots. So I kind of stay away from math and say, do the calculators. But ATX Patriot, if you're watching, I appreciate that breakdown. I am going to make that video because understanding VA math and how ridiculous it is so huge because it makes no sense. It's like, this does not add up. Why do I need 75 more percent if I'm at 80%? VA math, million man math. It's special. Oh, you watch them too? Which ones do you watch, Laura? Kit Boga is my favorite guy. He changes his voices. They all do. They get little granny voices. Kit Boga wears aviator glasses, sits on a green screen, and you can see the scammers behind him. So it's entertaining. The way he edits his videos are entertaining. And what these guys do is they'll take a lot of them run on Macs like I do, and then they'll load whatever that's called, a virtual machine, and load a version of Windows 10 that's fake. And they could destroy it and nuke it and do whatever they want. And once they're done destroying it, then you just hit restart, and then it loads up the version of Windows that works fine. So Kit Boga, oh yeah, Scammer Payback is Pierogi. He actually was at like 20,000 subscribers when I found him, probably not last October, but October of 2019. So when I started watching the guys at the Scam Baiters. So Pierogi from Scammer Payback. God, I can't remember the other guy. He's a younger guy that just shows the screen share, but there's three of them that I like. Jim, whatever. He's another one that's good. He's actually, I might do a thing about all the Indian scammer stuff because it's so funny. This guy, Jim Browning is his name. This guy goes in. And these guys, some of these guys do illegal shit, but you know, it's probably against U.S. law. But if you're sitting in Russia, you could do whatever hacking you want. But however they do it, I don't really care. They get in and they get into their like networks and get into their security systems and stuff. And they're actually talking to the scammers, and you could see them on CTV cameras. They do some pretty funny stuff, and then they go, fly drones and show them exactly where the scammers, work out of their gigantic operations. And they do not care about our do not call list. Good evening from New York City. Good evening from Idaho. Ray, I'm assuming OC means from behind the orange curtain somewhere. I grew up there, so I'm familiar with it. And little inside joke. Stay out of e-benefits for real. Yeah. So weird. It's hard to I know it's really counterintuitive, doesn't seem productive. It's like, well, they have it, so I'm going to look and e-benefits, and like I'm involved, like I'm gonna win this motherfucker, I'm hooked in, I'm plugged in, I got my momentum, I'm checking e-benefits 5 times a day, and it's like, that's where you got to stop it. E-benefits is like crack. Crack is not good. It'll rot your teeth out, eat your brain. E-benefits is literally like crack. It's impossible, and I did not go by my own advice. I was in there 5 times a day. Did I win? Did I win? What happened? They should just turn that off. How do I set up a GoPro as a studio camera? So let's see if I could do this. So I got a GoPro 8. I can't unplug any of my cameras at the moment. Yeah, I don't want to pull that thing. So basically, I use Stream Deck here. This is my, I don't even know if I could pull this thing. Yeah, I can't really, my cords are stuck. So I use this to switch screens. Makes it easy for me to switch screens. So I have a GoPro 8 up there. And I use this program, Ecamm Live. You know what? I could kind of show this. Live demo mode. Yeah, I can kind of show it. Pull this in from my other monitor. So like, I just switch back and forth. The Stream Deck app pushes buttons. This Ecamm Live's the same thing. So if I want to switch to screen share, I just click on it. That's my main camera. I call that one my Clyde camera. So how is it hooked in? I have it hooked in through HDMI out. So I needed the media module on the GoPro 8. So it's like a $79 thing that like the GoPro goes into, and it allows an HDMI out. And then I bring that in through a Elgato capture card, which has an HDMI connection, and that's how I bring it into my Mac. And then the Mac sees the GoPro as a camera, and then I can, switch it with my Stream Deck and everything. And then my Sony works the same way. And then I have, I don't even know how I turn, I'm not even gonna try it, my FaceTime camera, which you can't see, because I quit using it. I have a third camera, but I don't like the resolution, so I don't use it. So hopefully that over answered that question. Oh yeah, and then when I do the comments, I'm still on live demo mode here. I just click on them. So I call it throw comments, but that's what I'm doing. I just kind of read them and then throw them on the screen because I like how slick it is. And if I'm sitting here rambling, it keeps me kind of like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to be talking about this. And then you guys, I know that there's value, and you ask a question and I throw it up on the screen like, good, this asshole's like actually trying to answer my question. Whether I do or not, I apologize, but I try. So let's see. I just wanted to know if I did an intent to file, then later put in a supplemental claim for something denied years ago. Looks like I'm getting it. Will the effective date be the intent to file? I don't know. That's kind of confusing to me. Your effective date is your last intent to file. So if you're able to keep that claim alive from years back, alive means, okay, denied, appeal, gotta appeal it in 60 days or whatever. Then it appealed, and then it got denied again, and this has been bouncing on for 5 years, but your claim is sitting over here alive. Then you win eventually. That would be one example. If you let your claim die, for lack of a better words, you just didn't do the appeal like I did, or you lost it, or you just said screw it, you're not going to get that effective date. A Q claim, clear and unmistakable error, is an exception to that rule. That's a whole different thing that I don't really want to go into. But generally speaking, um, years ago, you lost them. It sucks. Get over it. Focus on now and get your intent to file in now. Build your claim right now, because you know you need to build a good claim and win it in order to win, and then see how much fight you have left in you to go challenge your 1991 date or your 2008 date. Maybe I'll want to do that someday. I don't think I have much basis to do that, but maybe I'll want to. At this point, I'm happy with where I'm at, and I don't want to fuck with them anymore, and I don't want special monthly compensation, and I just want to work on my mental health. And part of the mental health for me is having an outlet to rant, which is unloading on you guys, but having the 100% permanent total makes a big difference. Obviously, that's life-changing shit in my life. But I live in Idaho, so it's affordable. I love trying to figure out e-bennies in the VA claim portal. Gave me something to hope for and kept you busy. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in there to keep yourself busy and to look at. And, once you get that next rating, then, you're over 50%, you get free health care. So then you use My Healthy Vet more or whatever. There's all sorts of stuff you get. 100% is different than 100% permanent and total. There's millions of things in there. I would learn those things than I would looking at e-benefits and checking on what does request 3 mean. Yep, that's the point, Ray. Sometimes a request is this, sometimes a request is that, because we don't know. They know, but they know they should turn it off because it doesn't help. Notification. You didn't get the notification, huh? Well, you're here. Yep, you guys earned it. And I know my chat, it's fine. It's Friday night. When you get bored, you'll turn me off. I'm tracking about 20 minutes behind right now. It's totally fine. You earned it. This isn't a welfare program. A lot of guys say that. They come on here. You're teaching veterans how to scam the system and blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing that. The VA is not a fair system. If you think it's fair and you think that your back that is like broken and you think 10% is a fair rating and you're a tough guy Marine and you've been like that your whole life, good for you. That's not fair. You need to increase. But you'll either figure that out or you'll die with your shitty 10% rating. I am not sitting here teaching people how to scam stuff. It is not a welfare system, and it's not a bullshit system. We went in with good intentions and we got busted up in a variety of ways, and we earned it, period. And we earned it for the rest of our life. Okay, Jason, so this is took you a year to get your C file that you just got, I think you said yesterday or something? You used an old computer CD-ROM. Look at how creative that is. And yeah, it's not even that big of a file. It's like 500 kilobytes. So it's not even like it's huge. Like they don't even need to sit it on a CD, but it's like probably a HIPAA compliant thing. Like just email that thing. It's not even it's 5 megs big, they're not even big. It's a PDF. It's just all text usually. But cool, you were able to use the old computer CD-ROM. I was doing that too because I have old computers. I was like, shit, nothing I have has a CD player in it. So I went to Walmart and spent $30. 70% and going back again. Good. Sounds like we have a kind of staged approach going. I like staged approach. Don't file too much stuff at once. Lots of reasons for it. Complicates things. You get deferred claims. You have too much stuff to focus on. I mean, you're not a doctor or a lawyer, right? So 2 or 3 things, that's a lot to learn about 2 or 3 things. Like the hip bones connected to, there's all sorts of stuff, vessels and ligaments and, the more you learn. So anyway, you got to 70%, you're going back again. Only thing earned was paycheck. 70% is compensation. Others did more and earned less, and others did less and earned more. Not really sure what that means, but sounds right. Everybody's different. I know that. You need to know how to use the VA verbiage. I know how to interact with the VA claims. Don't use a government VSO. That sounds like sound advice. VA verbiage is everything for sure. You need to know how to interact with them, use their language, speak in their little weirdo, at least as likely as not, burden of proof standard for medical agents. Don't use a government VSO. That all sounds like solid advice to me. I don't know about everybody else, but for me, I checked e-benefits, but before I checked e-benefits, I got it was probably like 10 grand or something deposited in my account. So I knew what that was. And then I went and looked on e-benefits and that was it. Then it was like, obviously I was in disbelief. And then I got the decision letter and I was still in disbelief, but it's like, it was more disbelief that I finally did it than is this real? I knew it was real because if it wasn't real, they'd just be like claim denied again. But I didn't actually believe it until the third month of being 100%. Like once that deposit went from 1,200 or 13 or whatever it was up to 3,100, and it just keeps rolling in. But I personally got out of e-benefits after I saw that 100% thing. I quit checking around in there, but yeah, it's all weird. There's a disbelief factor. It's like, holy shit, I did it. Ouch, 94%. Yeah, I see what you mean by that last 10%. 10% by using VA math, which is basically more like 1%. That's where I'm at. It's been under 2 years for me. I still can't believe it. I can't. It's a lot of things. It's more. I can't believe I was such a moron and let so much money slip off the table for 25 years. More, like 25 years. Like my life would have been so much different if I figured out how to learn how to fight for myself. Instead, I'm fighting against myself, like turn into a drug addict, alcoholic, idiot, doing all sorts of dumb shit. Um, so yeah, I can't believe it either, and I'm just really skeptical. Like I think they're going to send me to a CNP exam, and they're out to get me, and it doesn't help that I'm like out here calling them assholes. But I know people that work at the VA know who I am and know what I'm doing, and I'm basically generally able. I'm talking in a way that it's all true. I'm not saying lies. They are a bunch of clowns, and the system is broken, and we need more people doing this kind of stuff. But we really need like to turn into a lobbying firm and go force them to change. But we got a new secretary, so we'll see what happens. DBQs are eventually going to go back on the website. No clue how long that's going to take, but at least they reversed that. That was a huge clusterfuck situation. 2 months to get 100% P&T. Yep. I don't know. I'm actually going to look at it. Like I said, I think I would benefit a lot for applying and then testing and taking the test, just so I know that I could pass the test, because I know that I will learn a lot in that test. And I'm sure it's going to cost, money to their study prep things, and there's probably video courses and, whatever. I think I would be more useful to you guys if I was an accredited agent. I'm not going to go out and declare that's what I'm doing, but I think I would benefit a lot by going through the test and passing it. I don't know if there's like sample tests I could pass or something. Get a military doctor to sign off, get a private doctor to sign off, get any doctor to sign off in any medical record that you can show to the VA. If it's not in a medical record, it just didn't happen. It's got to be in a medical record, and it's got to be a medical record you could present prior to filing your claim. What's up, Angelo? Little late, always here. Smiley faces. Skid Row Ranger checking in. What's up? First time here. You've seen a few of my vids. Welcome to the live show. I'm going to gently ask you to change that S into an avatar. So you probably can't see my screen. So put a little picture in there. Go get yourself a Army Ranger logo or whatever, a Budweiser logo. In the rear with the gear and beer. Yep. You start off wherever you start off, and you're starting. I'm guessing first time here, seeing a few of my vids. Not sure how far into the process you are. Doesn't really matter, and your age doesn't matter, and your experience doesn't matter, because like I said over and over again, I've spent a lot of time wasting my time not doing the right thing. So. Hop in, buckle up. Hopefully you learn something. If not, I apologize if I waste your time, but it does happen. Yes, it is a live stream. Philip, what's up? I actually went to try to do voc rehab, and I didn't they didn't let me go. Like you're like what you want to do, and like I couldn't explain it. I didn't. I was getting kind of argumentative with the guy. They're voc rehab people. They call them counselors. They're not a counselor. A whole nother can of worms. I'm not going to go down that too far. Yep, VA uses fax and snail mail, and that is the way you get your decision letter. It's just kind of funny. Yeah, they talk about like, oh, we're not going to have to fund the post office. Like, no. We need to keep the post office going until the VA starts using email. You're looking to move soon. Can you say why I chose Idaho? Yeah, I actually lived in Montana. When I went from 60 to 100, it increased my purchasing power or whatever. Like I was able to get a higher loan, and I drove all over Montana, Wyoming, and eastern Idaho. Not all over eastern Idaho, but southeastern. This is where I ended up. And this isn't like living in Long Beach and yeah, I'm going to go run over to LA or whoa, I got to go out to Rancho Cucamonga and go to the Inland Empire. I got to go to La Quinta or Palm Springs, like that's a 3-hour drive, by the way, from LA, 2-hour drive, something like that. In Montana, it was 2 hours just to get to Helena, and it was another 3 or 4 hours to get up to the Idaho, Montana border. And then, yeah, like Montana is gigantic. So I'd go check out houses, and it was it was a hotel every time. Go check out a couple houses, check out the spot. So I found this house. I like the space, flat acre. It's the space for me, to answer your question. Price is decent. I have a basement. I have upstairs, so I have way too much space inside the house. I have a garage. I have a flat acre, and I can grow grass, and I have grass, and can't wait to see what the grass looks like after the work I did last year. And I'm out in the country, and I only deal with one neighbor, so it's just I feel comfortable here, and I'm 9 minutes to a Walmart, which is just kind of a weird thing, but I'm kind of close to civilization. So once I figure out how to reintegrate myself, if I ever decide to do that, I don't have to drive 2 hours to meet a new chick. Sorry, ladies, I quit using that language. Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Meet a new woman. Dan, what's up, man? Mad Dog's 100% P&T with SSDI. So you got the full boat, probably $4 to $5 grand a month, I would imagine, depending on stuff. What's up, gun guy? Nice, man. Yeah, see, you're a different level, and I appreciate that. I got that. We haven't talked before. I don't think. If we have, I apologize for not. Your D veteran patriot seems like I would remember it. So I think this is our first time. But when I saw your comment, I was like, oh, this guy gets it. And it's cool because I get it. But I also get that I am not like, I'm not a good fit. I'm probably not a good fit for like an accredited agent, you know? Who knows? Maybe, but I want to challenge myself to be better on video. But I am good on video. Like I'm comfortable because nobody's physically close to me. I don't get committed to too many phone calls and like 200 people that, you know, I'm morally, ethically have to call. But yeah, if you're smart enough and you can go fight for veterans and be a lawyer and do all the lawyer stuff, not enough lawyers. Absolutely. Shit, go for it. That one's over my head. I couldn't deal with that level of law. Not that I'm not smart enough. I just, I'm too scrambled eggs in the brain. I don't think, I just don't have the chops for that. Anyone out here that's listening deal with Los Angeles area VA? I was in the Long Beach VA for a long time. And then I was, the first one wasn't Long Beach. It was the I can't remember that one off of what the hell is that one? Off of the 10 and the 405. Can't remember that main one. So I don't deal with them currently, but I did for a lot of my life. It was a nightmare. Huge difference too. Now that somebody else was asking about benefits of Idaho, I'm not a big fan. I'm getting a little bit better because I'm integrating into the Idaho VA system. I'm being a little hard on them because Montana spoiled the shit out of me. Like it was just night and day. I think a lot of that was going from the Long Beach VA, which just sucked. Like you can't even park there. And I had a handicap pass. Like every spot is handicapped. Like there's so many things about the Long Beach VA that sucked. I couldn't get anything done there. And then once I moved to Montana, it's like you can drive all the clinics and the big hospital. You know, it's like the second or third least populated state. So I was able to move somewhere and then really deal with my claims. So that's kind of part of the Idaho thing too. There's not a whole lot of people around me, but I am being a little hard on the VA out here. It's actually the Salt Lake City VA. I need to be a little bit more open-minded. I'm starting to get my appointments opened up and I'm starting to feel a little better that they're not dropping me. So that'll change. I'm sure I'll be hating on them next week. You sent a certain non-accredited agent a lengthy complaint today on the BBB. Yeah, if you're working with anybody, accredited or not accredited, a lot of internet companies, I've explained this before. I used to sell, you know, I got skateboards in the, if you haven't caught all the skateboards all over my room, I was in the skateboard industry for a long time, sold tons of them. And I sold a lot on eBay in the early 2000s. And I lived by my eBay rating, and a lot of people still do. So it was important to like have that rating up as high as possible. I don't know if it was 5 stars or whatever. So when people would complain, I would be like, shit, just keep the deck. It's probably warped. If you're trying to rip me off, like I don't even want the deck back. I had to pay $9 to get it out there. So yeah, whoever you're dealing with that's internet based, Better Business Bureau complaints section is how you want to deal with it. Google reviews, Yelp, Facebook has reviews. You know, it's called reputation management. There's a lot of it's one way to get any internet company's attention. My focus isn't working. Right on, Ed. You're welcome. Hey, send me a D veteran patriot. Send me an email, combatcraig@protonmail.com. I'd be interested in talking to you. You have me interested in not trying to give advice on VA claims. You have me interested in this kind of going after why you want to be. I mean, I know why you want to be a lawyer, but I think we would have an interesting conversation. Is it possible to get a diagnosis during a CNP? Absolutely. That is in the scope of a CNP. It absolutely is. And I've been diagnosed multiple times in CNP exams. It's just, it relying on the CNP exam for the diagnosis isn't your strongest way to go, in my opinion. That's not the best way you could prepare yourself. But yes, that is like if you have combat PT or any PTSD, non-combat or combat, your diagnosis needs to come from the VA. So it's either going to come from the VHA, Veterans Health Administration, your doctor, your treating physician, or it's going to come from the CNP examiner. So yeah, you're going to get diagnosis at the CNP exam. The last two, yeah, over the last 6, 7 years or whatever, I've gotten favorable exams from contractors and I've gotten diagnosis. Unfortunately, I didn't get the right rating because I didn't know how to talk about it 2 times ago, but I was able to do it. So yes, it is in their scope. They can diagnose you. That might be your only option. If you can get a diagnosis before you go to your CNP exam, I think that's setting yourself up to succeed better. But you know that your situation's your situation. You know, might be too expensive, might not be able to do it. Anyway, hope that answered. The VA is a big black bureaucratic fog that wants to keep all vets in the dark. Yep, I'm the guy with the spotlight, lighting all those motherfuckers up. We see you, and then the rats are scurrying. And e-benefits and request for decision number 3 is not the transparency we are demanding, and we are coming for you, VA. We are going to change you. First, we're going to get rated properly, and then we're actually going to band together and figure out how to play your politics. So we like literally change you state by state, screaming, kicking, fighting. We know all about red tape. We are the scissors, and we are going to make it better for the veterans that come behind us. We are not going away. We are getting stronger. This online thing is not going away. You can call it fraud. You can call it whatever you want. We're going to call it, we're going to get the compensation that we earned. You earned this compensation. Never forget that. And you fuckers at the VA, you work for us too, by the way. You're supposed to be veterans benefits, right? Veterans health, helping veterans be healthy. They forget that. The VA said you had an exam for burn pit exposure coming up. Didn't have a date though. I don't know. I haven't been through one of those. If I was to just assume, which I do a lot, I would assume it would be like a Gulf War illness exam. When I did my last one, they were asking me questions about fibromyalgia, and they gave me a fibromyalgia test. So that was kind of like a Gulf War exam, and I'm a Gulf War veteran. I don't know if that helps, but yeah, I would kind of approach it like that. But I really have no clue. The burn pit exposure stuff, I am really not up to any kind of speed. There's a lot of them out there. I just know how I did it. That thing there is a service dog. I trained him myself, and he gets. I bring him into Walmart with me. He's a full-blown service dog. He can go to court. He can go anywhere. Go into the VA. I leave him in the truck a lot. Just whatever. Sometimes you get a lot of shit from people. I don't want to get in that argument, especially now. I don't want to get in a face-to-face argument. Like, I don't want your mask face or non-mask face anywhere near me. I don't want you giving me shit about my dog. And I don't like having that argument. It's not an argument. Yes, I'm disabled. Yes, this is not a dog. It's a service animal. And I basically tell him to fuck off and I shut him down. But I'm pretty aggressive about it, and I don't like doing that. It gets me worked up. But I train Clyde, and basically he does what I need him to do. So that's one end of the spectrum. He watches my 6, like he literally is the eyes behind me, because I am a weirdo. I approach people and structures really weird. I'm looking for exits, and I'm looking for weapons, and I'm looking for defensive fighting positions constantly. I spend a lot of time in Walmart. What's around this aisle? What's around that aisle? So Clyde is actually literally another set of eyes. And if somebody comes sneaking up on me too quick, he lets me know. it might not be the most gentle way, but it's not like he goes and bites and growls at people. He doesn't do that. But there's that, train your own animal, as Ryan did as well. Or yeah, a service and they spend 50 grand and they're super trained up. So it's anywhere in between. And again, this is like it's all kind of weird law. For lack of better words, America's American Disabilities Act, right? ADA. You're disabled. They can only ask you so much about your disability and your dog. Like people aren't going up to people. Like, when's the last time you walked up to some dude in a wheelchair and was like, "Hey, what's up with that wheelchair? Do you really need it? Can I pet your wheelchair?" Just it doesn't happen. So there's a lot of protections in place. People don't understand it, but these, this is a whole nother thing. For me, I know I get worked up because I don't like people. They already irritate me enough. Clyde's fine in the truck. I leave him in the truck a lot. I just take off when it's hot, air conditioning on, heat in the winter. He comes in sometimes, but he doesn't go everywhere with me. Sometimes it's just easier to leave him in. But yeah, train a service dog and take them with you everywhere. They can't do shit about it, and you can train them 100%. Yeah, Windows 95 and yeah, Linux and 3.1. Yeah. Yeah, the scam baiters are just, you guys got to check them out. I'm going to do a special thing on scam baiters because it is the funniest shit. It is just, if you're not watching about the lawyers or whatever, me or whatever, VA Claims Insider, there's a lot of good YouTube channels that give a lot of good info and you can learn a lot from them. But, if you want to, I got too much in my brain, go watch the scam baiters, fuck with the scammers. It is just the funniest shit. And there's a lot of funny stuff on YouTube. It's just, if you've been scammed or your mom or your grandma, anybody that's been smoked and scammed and ripped off and somebody got on their computer and syskeyed them, locked them out of their computer and charged you and held your computer ransom. That happened to my mom. So I have a special spot in my heart for the scam baiters. Yep, get your records, get your C file would be your everything you can get. I would get your C file, depending if you have filed claims or not, how long you've been out. Your C file has everything, and I did a video about that earlier this week. Oh, I think I'm missing the part. Oh, your dog. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, you put your dog down. Oh, wow, that's rough. I've had to do that twice. Brutal. That's why you're asking. Okay. Um, yeah. I don't have anywhere to steer you. Um, just, go with your instincts and there's organizations out there and, he's got the diagnosis of PTSD. So you clear that hurdle, whatever level. But find the puppy that, finds you kind of thing. That may be a super trained up $50,000 dog or a junkyard dog like Clyde out of the pound, whatever works. They love us. We love them. And I'm sorry for your loss. That is brutal. I've lost a lot of stuff. Clyde's all I got left. Take a break. Clyde looks lonely. Clyde's just like, nah, I'm cool. Like, Dad, when are you going to shut up? I want to go argue. He likes to fight and stuff. Yep. Google's a veteran's best friend in a lot of cases, but there's a lot of bad info, wrong info, scammy info, ulterior motives. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you can run into the wrong info. And I'm not an exception. I give wrong info. I don't do it on purpose. I just don't know what the hell that I'm talking about. And I just ramble on. So again, I apologize for any bad info I've given. I don't do it on purpose. And I don't think a lot of people do it on purpose, but yeah, Google is your friend, but not trust, but verify, like verify and verify. and then go get in front of somebody that knows what the hell they're doing and verify with them. Yeah, you're dying on the vine. I hear it. It's slow, generally speaking, but I have no clue about your particular claim, how you built it, how good or bad it is or isn't. So you're just kind of where you're at. I feel your pain. Stay positive. Negative is easy and it's going to get you nowhere. And I'm not like trying to be a shrink or anything like that. It's just you might as well stay positive until you get negative, because really there's no reason to be negative. That's happened enough. You know, you finally learned how to file a claim, and you put forward some real medical evidence this time. Be proud of that claim. And if you didn't do that, then yeah, I get that too. Staying focused. Happy New Year. Yep. This is true. Hey, right on, Skid Row Ranger. You probably left 15 minutes ago. Now it looks like I'm getting to the bottom of the chat. What's up, Sam? Yeah, we got, I'll show you my behind the scenes mode. This is, again, what I've seen. So I've been babbling on for an hour and 55 minutes, and there's 104 people watching, according to Ecamm Live, and 107 thumbs up. Appreciate all the thumbs up. And I only have 1 thumbs down so far, but there's still a few more minutes left. So I appreciate all those thumbs up. And when I come on and start talking, it keeps recommending to you, and then you know, might get the recommendation if you have YouTube turned on. But welcome. Better late than never. It is towards the tail end. I am probably 2 hours is probably a good time to cut it off. All right, Carol, gotta go. Awesome. I hear you. Again, sorry for the loss of your pup. Do your research. You will find another a pup, and he does have PTSD, so you will qualify for. You're pretty open with options, so keep that in mind. Just talk to a lot of these service dog organizations, and like I have no idea how all how they all work, because it would never work. I got one dog. I'll be in your shoes. Hopefully not anywhere near in the future, but I'm a realist. Back-to-back CNP exam for sleep apnea? No clue. I have no idea why they did that. Something is weak or something's wrong. If you had a CNP exam, you shouldn't need 2. I've heard it happening. And I don't know if it's good or bad. It's weird. I've only had 1 CNP exam per condition pretty much my whole time. I've never had back-to-back. But I do talk to more veterans. I do know that it happens. I don't actually know what the outcome is as a result of that. It's different. I know that doesn't help, but that's all I got for you. Filed in September, had your CNP exams, heard nothing. It's January. I mean, you're on month 3.5, 4. Mine was 5 months before all this slowdown stuff happened. Again, my claim's not like yours at all, but I think you're right on track. If it's been 3.5 months, 4.5 months, if it's been 6 or 7, that's when I'd start stressing, but who knows? Okay, so Tom's got some 2 cents. CNP back and back means they want to deny you. That's kind of what I was thinking, but I just didn't want to go there. That makes sense. Like, oh, we didn't like the first one. Like that means we're gonna have to pay them. Yeah. Too many CNP exams back to back. Yeah, they want to deny you. I'm just gonna go with Tom. Just the waiting game now. Yep. Sucks. 13 months with no CNP exams. What the fuck is exactly the question? Do you have a VSO? Get in somebody's ass. 13 months with no CNP exams is too long. Something's wrong. I don't care what the situation is and what regional offices are closed. That's too long in any case. And squeaky wheel, right? Go squeak and go get the grease. Because if you're not fighting for yourself, they're just going to keep you on the, whoops, we lost you over here pile. Don't let them lose you. Light their ass up. Get to your congressman. Figure out how to light a fire under their ass. The Warrior, what up? RR. Yeah, some VSOs are on point for sure. I didn't have any of them. Some are for sure. They're not all bad. Just again, I just got to share my own personal experiences. I hope that changes at some point. And I have a better overall opinion of VSOs. But where I sit now, I'm not seeing that changing anytime soon. I hope it does. Don't think I'm ever going to become one and that kind of thing, but you know, you never know. Living in San Pedro, Speedro. That's a fun place to live when you have no money and no home. Ooh, it is rough down there, brother. I'm with you. Long Beach is pretty damn close to San Pedro. Thank you. Totally offended. Waiting. Yeah, a lot of waiting. What's up, Jordan? What's going on, man? Good talking to you the other day. Absolute worst. Didn't speak English. Nowhere to park. Like, no wonder I couldn't even get a claim together. Like, it was like, go to the VA. Like, I had to like take a bus from some part, like, and I didn't have the right mindset, but it was overwhelming being in a gigantic city metropolitan area in Southern California, dealing with shitty Long Beach VA. That was a lot, and just literally simply moving to another state where there was this, it was just like it was night and day. Like they actually seemed like they cared, and I love the Montana VA. I'm being a little hard on Idaho. New member, right on, man. Now, I never learned how to tray flip, kick flip, 360 flip, pulls, and ramps. I'm old school. I started skating in the 80s. So I know a lot of the old guys that are my age, like Hawk and Hosoi and McGill and Cab. And obviously, those guys are pros. So they learn how to do everything. But there's a lot of us dinosaurs. I was never really good. You don't need to be good to skateboard, you just need to have fun. Didn't have fun when I broke my foot and my, what else did I break? My elbow dropping in. And so I busted my elbow. But yeah, no tray flips or any kind of flip tricks for me. But yeah, rolled around in pulls and mini ramps. All right, you guys. Yes, the scammers get so pissed. I'm going to blow through here. We're a little over 2 hours. What's up, Rusty? Yes, again, Carol, we're sorry for your loss of your puppy. That's rough, for sure. I'm gonna cut it here, you guys. Good 2 hours, good session. Again, want to just kind of run through the how to apply for accreditation if you're interested in it. What the difference between accredited agent is, which I'm not, and a non-accredited agent is, which I'm not. And that's it. We're going to cut it here, and I'll see you on Sunday night. Come back, Craig, out.